You might be wondering, what could a city from 6,000 years ago possibly teach us about managing our money today? I mean, it sounds a little crazy, right? But the financial advice from ancient Babylon, which was once the wealthiest city in the world, might just be the most timeless and effective wisdom you'll ever hear. So, let's take a trip back in time and uncover the simple, powerful secrets that can absolutely change our financial lives.
So, the whole idea behind this book, The Richest Man in Babylon, is that the path to wealth isn't some big, complicated mystery. It's actually governed by a few simple, universal laws that have worked for thousands of years. And let's be super clear, this isn't about some get-rich-quick scheme. It's about fundamental truths that have really stood the test of time.
Now, what's so interesting about this book is its style. If you've ever read a modern classic like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it feels like you're in this high-energy motivational seminar, packed with modern strategies. The Richest Man in Babylon, well, it's completely different. It's more like a collection of ancient fables, teaching these universal principles through calm, reflective stories. It's less of a checklist and way more about just absorbing this timeless philosophical wisdom.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to start with the foundational secret that kicked this all off. Then, we'll unpack the 3 core laws for building and protecting your wealth, and we'll wrap it all up with the single most important ingredient that really brings all of this to life.
So let's just set the scene for a second. Picture ancient Babylon, a city of just dazzling wealth, but also a lot of poverty. The king realized that wealth was pretty much stuck in the hands of a few people, for one simple reason, because they knew how. He wanted everyone to have that knowledge. So he gave the richest man in the city, a guy named Arcad, a mission: teach everyone the secrets to prosperity.
And that brings us to the first and honestly probably the most important law of them all, the absolute foundation of wealth. This is the secret that Arcad, the son of a humble merchant, figured out that changed his life forever. At first glance, this seems, well, obvious, doesn't it? But really think about it for a second. We pay the landlord, we pay for our food, our clothes, we pay literally everyone else before we pay ourselves. As Arcad's mentor told him, you are laboring for others. The real breakthrough happened the moment he decided a part of what he earned was his to keep, not to spend. That simple little shift in mindset changed everything.
So what's the magic number? It's simple, and it's incredibly powerful. 1/10. That's it. No matter how much or how little you earn, at least 10% of it is yours to keep. That's the rule. Before anyone else gets a dime, you save your 10th.
And the book gives us this perfect example of this in action. A man named Dabasir, who was returning from slavery and was deep in debt, created this simple plan. 1/10 of everything he earned, he kept for himself. 2/10 went to paying off his creditors, and he learned to live on the 7/10 that were left. It's such a powerful budget for building a future while you're still settling your past. Okay, so you're faithfully saving that 10%. Awesome. But you don't just let it sit in a dusty chest, right? Of course not. The second law is where the magic really starts to happen, turning your savings into an army of golden workers that earn for you. I just love this metaphor. It's basically the ancient Babylonian way of explaining compound interest. Your money isn't just money, it's a worker, and the earnings from that worker, they become new workers, creating this continuous stream of income that flows into your purse, whether you're working or you're sleeping. And to see the real power of this, just look at this example from the book. A farmer invests 10 small pieces of silver for his newborn son. 20 years later, it's more than tripled. But give it 50 years? That same small sum has multiplied almost 17 times over. That is the magic of making your gold multiply.
Now, once your treasure starts to grow, you're going to face a whole new challenge: protecting it. And this third law is so critical because it's just heartbreakingly easy to lose the wealth you've worked so hard to build.
Arcad learned this lesson the hard way. He gave his entire first-year savings to a brickmaker to buy rare jewels. But the brickmaker got tricked and ended up buying worthless bits of glass. The lesson? Don't take financial advice from people who aren't experts in finance. It's like asking a baker about the stars, The lesson here is crystal clear. Your first job as an investor is to guard your principal. This means you seek advice from people who are experts in handling money. It means being honest about your own inexperience and resisting that romantic pull to get rich overnight. And it means remembering that a small, safe return is infinitely better than some high-risk gamble that could leave you with absolutely nothing. So, you have the knowledge. Save 10%, invest it wisely, and protect it. But you know what? None of that matters without the final and most important ingredient: action. The book is so clear about the single greatest enemy to building wealth, and that enemy is procrastination. It's that little voice that tells us to wait for the perfect time, that makes us hesitate when a good opportunity shows up. We have all heard that voice.
This quote is just such a powerful reminder. Opportunity does not wait around. It presents itself, and if you're not ready to act, it just moves on to someone who is. Preparation and being decisive are what turn knowledge into actual results.
And all of this leads to a really profound insight about luck. The book teaches us that good luck isn't random. It's drawn to action. People who are prepared and decisive will always seem luckier simply because they're the ones who are seizing the opportunities that pretty much everyone else lets slip by.
So let's bring it all together. The timeless secrets from Babylon are beautifully simple. Pay yourself first, at least a tenth of everything you earn. Make that money work for you so it multiplies. Guard what you've built by seeking expert advice. And finally, remember that none of it matters unless you become a person of action. And that leaves us with the final question. These laws have stood for thousands of years. They are not secrets anymore. So now that you know them, what action, no matter how small, are you going to take to put them to work for you?